Welcome, my viewers. We always have fun. We laugh. We have all the fun, you know. So we are continuing with the second episode of body shaming. And yeah, so today we are going to talk about the worst experience. Like, think about that hardest comment, you know, like something you remember and you're like, how did this one? How did I even get through this? You know, that hard sword that was thrown at you. Yeah.
I'll tell you mine first.
Sure.
I think I was going to. I literally grew up tiny, very tiny, much more tiny than you can tell. So I grew up with my other mother, who's so much a darling to me. I love her, but
Mother.
when I was going to high school, I got a problem. You know that time of picking uniforms?
Yeah.
You find uniforms ready.
I can relate.
So I couldn't get a uniform to fit me in Form 1.
I can relate.
So they gave me that big shirt and that big skirt. And high school is difficult, by the way, because you have to ask permission to go out. And remember, this is my first time in high school. I even didn't know where to go make that thing
Fitting.
So I decided to put it on like that for the first week until the weekend is over. Until the weekend comes, then I can go take it for working. So I was putting it on like that. Then I passed. In my former school, you pass the senior 4 block before you reach the Form 1
Bullies.
I'm telling you, that was the worst day of my life. Because I was walking with some girls holding my skirt for me.
What? As
They
if it's a
held
girl,
the skirt for me, throwing those body dirty comments at me. And remember, I'm in Form 1, so I had no option. I was like, let me roll with it. You get? I had no problem with it. So that was my worst experience.
Well, so for my worst experience, I was body shamed by an old man, old enough to be my father. I was from home going to the shops, bought what I bought, and on my way leaving the shop, the old man was sitting there drinking. So when I was leaving, it's like, this guy has a husband. Okay,
I know.
I felt so angry.
I know.
I looked at the old man. I wanted to say something insulting because the anger that I felt, I wanted to
Get
spit fire at that moment.
Yeah.
But then I looked at him and I'm like, you're old enough to be like that. At heart,
I forgive you.
I walked away, but I went tearing. I was like, okay, my age mates can body shame me. I've seen it, I've heard it all, but not coming
such a
from
person.
not coming from someone old enough to be my parent. That hit me so hard.
Yeah, your worst experience. Your hardest experience with body shaming.
Honestly, I am trying to be honest. I don't think I have had that because I think I kind of like body shamed myself when I was still young, and I think, you know, the way that people body shame slim people.
Yeah.
I always tell myself, if I wake up one day and find that I am in her body,
I know.
I would rock the whole of Mara and they would even send me out of it.
And that's the same thing. I want you to do the same thing.
Yes.
I mean,
So-
I wish I had your body shape.
I know.
Maybe I'll dress weeks.
When our friends are
Without
dancing
dancing
in the
this
club and they are
Yeah, when we are doing the nyash.
and you put there like
So
look at
I
this
did
way.
that to myself a lot, and I reached a point. I used to follow a lot Tyra Banks shows. That's how I learned how to do modeling. Then I pushed myself down low. Then I reached a moment, you know, after doing the exercises and stuff, and I felt like it's not working. So I had to tell myself, this is me. You know? So by then, some friends of mine think that I'm strong. I think I am, but I normally put up with a lot. So
Yeah.
what they say to me now, it came
Just
after.
us.
And also with being in the African setting, when you're big, the people who are going to tell you that, oh my God, you're huge, they are literally the young ones, you know. These ones who are looking at fun, but then the others will be like,
That's the size.
So people are like, oh my God, you meet a woman and they're like, hey, look at her, look at how she's
When have you had that comment from
I've
anyone?
never.
I've heard that comment.
But with that, it also happens when you have the young ones around. That's why sometimes it's hard for us, you know, you want to go for like, to show off who you are, you know. But then people make you feel like, but honestly, I haven't had that thing that has hit me
In
so
my O level, I learned. Okay, we were taught to only receive the positive side of every story. You know, let's say 10 people have told you, you look bad. Try to change your body shape, and one person has come and like, oh, I just love the way you're made. Take that. Take that.
And that's what I do.
Keep memorizing that. Just let it echo in your ears and like, yeah, I'm appreciated.
When they talk about how pregnant I am, I remember someone saying, oh, look at this woman, and I'm like, who you are?
Like,
I'm not
thick mama. But it is okay if someone is like, I don't like your weight. You're too huge. I mean,
Hey,
but
why can't
someone
people
else
mind
is
their
like-
own business? How I look?
That's hard.
What if that is their
Maybe it's
business?
hard. I know. What if
To make others angry. What if that is their
Some
business?
people are sadists. That's why that word is
Yes,
there.
they go spreading negativity.
I just want to make you sad. That's my intention.
And they
So-
love doing it.
Oh yeah,
They
they
find
do.
fun in it.
They will even plan prior, you know, at night,
How
and they'll be
to
like,
attack you.
how am I going to attack patients? I'm gonna kill her. This.
Like, I'm sure this one will bring her down.
Yes.
And
yes.
it happens
Oh,
a
that's
lot
so
when
sad.
when you're trying to become someone, you know. Let's say, thank you. Let's say you're a model. They'll be like, no wonder what else would she have done if not
Yes.
modeling?
They make it look
you
like
know?
as if you're
Yes.
less
Was like your own choice, or
You know?
forced you into that.
So about social life, these things of happening, going out to clubs, moving out. Let's say it's a weekend or it's an evening, and you want that skimpy dress or what, or you're going to a swimming pool,
Tell
you know,
me, tell
and you
me.
need a bikini.
My sister. I'll start with that one. I used to love putting on shorts, putting on tight fitting dresses. And one time I went to the club, putting on something skimpy, and I had people saying, chicken legs, chicken legs. I might have like chicken legs, what are you talking about? I looked around, I'm like, chicken legs?
You thought they were in a plate.
So it was not until it hit me, and I'm like,
Oh, I'm the chicken legs.
I felt so sad about it, but then after I'm like, at the end of the day, I told myself, you've had worse than this. So.
I know. So
But we can't go out, we can't put on a bikini, we're going to be like chicken
something
legs, they'll be like moons. They literally
they'll
see
be like,
everything.
there are sometimes they're not supposed to show us. Please hide.
Now, what are you showing us?
You think you're not supposed to put on bikinis, eh? Man, for us we're
life,
done.
You guys, let me tell you, we've been body shamed by girls who are friends are not friends, but let a man body shame instead. Then you
Yeah.
go in bed and cry.
Yeah, because you
Oh
can't
my
look that
God.
beautiful.
I
I've
know.
tried. I'm small, yes I know, but I'm trying to pull out a
Thank
nice
you.
dress for class
Yes,
tonight.
yes.
So I know I look
A man is
like
going
figure
to
one.
body
I
shame,
do
you'll be
know,
like, what?
but
Oh no, that is too
I was walking down the street and guys were behind me. I think I was walking with my sister. I have a sister who's chubby. She's pretty, she has a good body. So guys were like, "Utamwena kachako." And I'm like, guys,
We're sorry, we're laughing.
I really know.
No, it's
But that is what we both
no,
feel.
it hurt. I felt like I prayed for the earth to swallow me. Right?
know, but
I'm
you
tearing at
cannot.
that moment. And then these guys, like they drove slowly. They kept on throwing water.
throwing the comments.
Something happened to me. I was walking with a guy, not that we were even dating, but we were walking, and then they called him and they were like, "So you're with your sugar mommy?"
Oh, that's so heartbreaking.
We've heard
That
it all.
is
Actually, we've heard it all.
It's always
That
okay
is-
when you get it from a female. Or
Yes,
you get it
but when
from
a guy
male.
says it, it comes with pepper on it and
know.
chili and
And the
with an
topping
icing on the top.
Concentrated.
Oh,
So much they want to hurt you so, right? You ask yourself, why? You don't even know me. I would want people to know that before you say she's too fat, she's too chubby. What if there's a reason as why they're that chubby?
you.
But if they are
What do
mentally,
they go through?
or maybe they're not healthy, or maybe they're stressed,
Yeah.
and you just scream words at
there's
them.
an option that they want it.
Someone.
Yes, some are
Yes,
okay
I
the way
mean,
they
like,
are.
Yeah, I've seen girls go for surgery.
yeah,
They're like,
Yes.
I want to become,
So,
bigger than
they
this.
don't
care what
or,
you
yeah, or smaller. But
you don't have all the rights, whether they wanted it, whether they went for surgery,
Just
whether they
shut
did
up,
what.
man.
You don't have the rights to come and you're like, oh, you're small. Oh my God, look at your boobs. No, you don't have those rights because you did not have the rights when all this was happening. You didn't even contribute a penny
I
to
know.
the surgery.
I know.
You
There's
didn't.
something I remember that has made me laugh. Someone told me, "But you even do work at home, you do chores, you wash, you clean." I'm like, what are you talking about?
Actually,
What
one-
does that have to do with me doing, like chores at
One
home?
day I was at some office where I once worked, and it was lunchtime. I used to eat at office, so it was self-service. So I served myself, and some guy comes and is like, "Are you eating also food for relatives?" No wonder you you look that way, So I'm like, okay. So I'm not supposed to eat. Or someone will be like, "Are you going to complete that food? Are you sure you're going to complete that food?"
Even when you're small and you put a lot of food
Thank
on
you.
your plate,
They'll be
it's
like,
a
where is
problem.
it going? Where does that
Exactly.
So
Then when you're big and then you put small food,
food,
then
more
people are like,
oil.
Gucci, what are you trying to insinuate?
oh no. They'll be like, is that enough for your tummy?
No, trust me, it goes far.
Sometimes I would want to believe that these people say these things jokingly, but
Sometimes
no,
There are
it's not such a
serious
thing like
jokes.
that.
There is what we call
There are things
serious
you can
jokes.
joke with.
But when you mean
Things
it
you can joke.
and you're pretending to be joking about it, by that is why I do not like joking. I rarely
I don't
joke
like joking
because
as well.
I got to realize that people do not actually joke. They mean what they say.
They've always wanted to say,
You know?
and they repeatedly say it to you.
Thank you.
Over
And they laugh about it. Sometimes they say it loudly, and everyone around it will be like, talk about it.
Yeah, and then now the entire crew gangs on you.
Yeah.
That's sad.
And you feel like you're an invader or like
So also about
some Al-Shabaab
about
terrorists.
maybe getting jobs, has it affected any of you about maybe getting jobs or staying at your workplace freely?
Yes. I will start with when I was given a job to train Miss Tourism contestants. I think that was in 2019 or 18. I think around that time.
Maybe 8. Okay.
Yeah, the girls that were contesting, when they met me, they're like, oh, she. Okay. Like,
That is already biased.
Yeah,
Like, how
yeah,
are you
yeah.
going to
Yes,
listen to me?
exactly.
Oh no.
Exactly, like they gave me this look of you
As
are
a
going
trainer?
to train us. Literally to them I looked like as if I was 17 and I didn't have any idea of what I was going to maybe like take them through.
Yeah, for my case, I always get that a lot. Like my profession, what I went to school to do, even what I'm doing, I get a lot of body shaming because my work is too serious that it needs that seriousness. So every time I walk in, I always
like a
get
child.
body shamed
Yeah.
until I start speaking. That's when they're like, oh,
Yes.
meanwhile
yes.
she has something to say. But I
Yeah,
don't
that's-
always get the first.
That's the
body
most
pressure.
challenging
Yeah.
thing that we meet. When you're skinny, before you speak,
Yeah,
you're judged from
you're judged just from the look.
You better make sure when you're going to speak, you speak sense.
I know.
Because when you
I really
don't,
know. They'll be like, no wonder.
Yeah.
You
I've
know.
actually lost a lot of jobs for being
I think that is how we slightly differ because us, when we are huge, I think it is really hard for you to get a normal job.
Yeah.
When I'm talking
Yeah.
about a normal job,
Uh-huh.
I'm looking at a job that you can hustle, you can start with, you got to apply for a job and then the manager looks at you and he's like,
You want to take my
so you're
job?
completely yes. You know, just because they look at you
Yeah.
and they feel threatened.
Just
You know,
pretend
you go to work in a place and you move somewhere and people look at you and feel like, are you the boss? So like you go to a place, honestly, you're actually like just a teacher, but then they meet you at the gate and they think you're the director. You know? Yes. And maybe people, let's assume that the KCC people have come, and you know, you're literally a culprit. You know, parents come and you're a culprit to some things. You know, they start feeding you with all this when you're not even the person responsible.
Do you know when you go, I've seen this happen a lot of times, like you go to, let's say, a hardware or a shop or something, such a business, and you meet someone just sitting there, you're like, hey, call for me your boss. That is the owner of the business. Call for me your boss. They're like, how can we help you? You're not going to help me. I need the owner of this place.
Yes. When after
And sometimes those people will just call a friend who looks presentable before the client.
Yeah.
They're like, come and talk to this one. And after the guy is like, this is the boss. And now this person is like, hey, you don't look like one.
I know. If you had only asked, maybe you would know
what makes them feel
Like
like
the one they look like,
like
go ahead
one.
to say it like, oh, you don't look like one. Like as if it's not.
Do you know? Or sometimes you'll find an office somewhere I've never worked. We had a cleaner who was chubby. So they used to come and they're like, how come you're making your boss to clean? And she would be like, no, I just love doing it. Because for her, it was even too hard for her to accept it. Like to say, no, I'm the cleaner. She'd be like, it's okay. If the place looks dirty, it is okay for me to clean it. You know? So these things really sink deep down.
Yeah.
Those comments of, you know, you're too skinny, you could be blown away by the wind, you're too huge. If you sit in your car, won't it just fail to
Oh yeah, sometimes they do think it.
you know? So
they
they
charge
charge you higher than they expected. They're like, you want me to take you for 2K? How? You know, you're 2 in 1, man.
how they are shame.
There's also this thing of falling in the pool and then the water goes.
Man, I know.
Oh my God.
Like you're causing a tsunami.
Yeah.
Too bad. So about that, how do you think people, because some people haven't really learned how to trash that nonsense body shaming.
Oh yeah.
So how do you advise people to respond to those comments, to those body shaming comments? Let's say someone comes in like, there is some girl I know around here and she's tall. So someone will come and be like, you're taller than normal, you're long. So how do you think someone should react to such comments? You know?
Well, me sometimes I don't normally react to people there and then, but the way how I move past that, you know, I embrace me. I'll want that person that has been body shamed, called long, called short, called skinny, called whatever, all sorts of judgments that have been hit, you know, in that direction. Let them not mind these whole things. I mean, at the end of the day, you are you.
Yeah,
You got you and your body. You get this body that they're body shaming, that body they're body shaming, it has brought you this far. You get it? It has made
And
you
there is
achieve
someone
amazing
proud of you, by
things.
the way.
Yes. I mean, so I wouldn't want anyone to go home, sit down and cry over it. No.
Yeah.
Love you.
It's a wastage of tears, if I may say, and time. When someone body shames me, I normally take it for fun.
Yeah.
I actually even make jokes about it. Someone looks at me and they feel like my picture is too revealing, or maybe like, your stomach, shouldn't come out. I'm talking more about my stomach because you guys know that it's more
Where they feel like shouldn't
Yes.
certain outfits.
Yes, when they feel like, you can't put on this, then that is what I'm gonna put on, and I'll be like, guys, did you feel it? Are you
There is
feeling
an
it?
artist I really love so much. I love her confidence.
Yeah.
If you dare talk about her body, get ready to exchange words because she's that proud of herself.
Yeah.
You know, you're not going to tell her that your butt is that way. You know your boobs are that way. you know, I mean, she's like, I'm a mother, so what should I do about it? My boobs are like, because I'm a
I feel
mother.
like sometimes you don't even need to explain
you don't
ourselves
need
to people.
explain.
This is me.
Actually, for me, I think for someone to body shame you, you're not the only one. Like, people have no legs, they have no hands. People are living like that with their bodies, very bizarre. So, really, it's up to you inside, deep in your heart, to think down about it. Think about it. Feel it in your heart. Would you change yourself for anything? Would you want to be like her?
But sometimes it's as bad as being nicknamed that, okay, being nicknamed right from home.
Oh, yeah.
But all kinds of body shape.
Yeah, you know, the big ones, you normally have this nickname, which actually normally goes, you know, countrywide. Some people call us Bidco. Oh, yes, you know this Bidco Jerry. I know. There is a time I had a boyfriend and his friends were calling me that until I found out. And he was okay them telling him, you know, like
Someone would be taking your side, you know.
So, when these things happen, that's when you realize that you have someone who really loves a particular bit about you, but actually not you. Yes, well, at first I thought I should be angry, and then later I realized that it's not their fault.
Okay.
Sometimes I think they are, you know, a little bit, they lack something. Because you can't body shame someone when you are straight and you have a real brain and you're working well. That's
So, do you have a word to those who body shame others?
Yeah, I do really have a word for those who body shame others.
Yeah.
Look at yourself first. Maybe you're not that perfect. Before you say something out to someone, look at yourself first. Because if I met my friend and she was tinier than me, I wouldn't say it out loud. I would later find out in future, either way, I would just be like, oh, she's cute.
Yeah, I know.
Then I will later, maybe personally, tell her, hey, you're tinier than me, you know, in an understandable way. Because those things, we can't avoid them.
Yeah.
But before you do it to someone else, look at yourself first.
So I think we should just rather encourage each other, love each other, appreciate each other, because we have different capacity of handling things. We have a different, because sometimes you body shame someone and they will commit suicide. Sometimes they go to depression. They like their self-esteem will really run to, you know. So it is better to appreciate someone, because I mean, we are all created in the image of God, and we are, you know, we are created with a lot of care and love. You know, we are beautifully and perfectly made.
That was the last day when you said so that God should have
Give us time.
His time.
What if that one who is body shaming is not done in God's image? But you are all created in God's image. I mean, body shaming someone. But what if you're the one who is not made right?
Yeah, me.
It's possible. You know,
that's why I say look at yourself
Guys,
first.
for me, I would want the body shamers out there, the ones who are so quick to type on social media and say hurtful words to us. But if it were you in my position and I'm sending
your kid, I mean your loved one,
how would you feel about it?
Yeah,
because anything you type, you don't know how it's going to cut deep sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, going to the comments. Because it has happened several times to people that even keep quiet about it, like they don't even have anyone to share it.
Yes, I know. So,
okay. If only they would get to see at least one beautiful thing about that person that they are almost going to body shame.
The people who body shame should understand that the word cuts through deep. It kills the soul. But it's not that these guys are really going to... I know that some of them are really not going to take heed, but I would like them to understand that one thing they will not forget is a hurtful word that has been said to them. You can forget all those things that have happened.
Our stings.
But when the word is hurtful, it is really so hard. So whatever you do, whatever you think, whatever you plan, just consider that person. Just imagine you're telling me about my legs or my head, and then someone else is telling you about your arms or your eyes or something. So there is always something about us
It's very
that
something
people are not
about
gonna
you that people are
appreciate.
going to like.
You cannot be perfect.
Mostly when you're skinny and you're you say I'm going to have a job, maybe working somewhere. People are going to look down on you because you're skinny.
I
Or
get
even
that.
order you around because you're skinny. They'll even take you not to be serious because you're skinny. They think maybe you're underage because you're that skinny. You get it.
I have
I've faced that a lot, and
I have a friend who, okay, she used to hear that when you take contraceptives, you increase in weight. She went for a dose of injectable and she became ill, I should say. Because, okay, when they asked her, what were you looking for? She's like, I wanted to gain some weight. You know? And I'm
That is
like,
how far people
what?
can
This
push
is
you
really
to
deep. You know, she had to go through some counseling and at least she's now okay. Well, guys, thank you for watching. This was it for today's flashy moments. We've had fun with the girls. And if you're facing this whole thing, just stand up with your head high. Just know you're beautiful.
Yeah,
Do
lovely,
not allow
adorable.
this
You're a
negativity.
queen.
So, please subscribe if you haven't. Invite others to subscribe if you
Share.
haven't. Share, please.
Share the link, share
You
the
know?
link.
Yeah. So until next time, guys.